Hey there, my name is B. Today's class is kind of the follow-up to last week's A Slice of the Strength series. And so today we'll look more at the upper body, and we'll start with a chest opener. So with either a blanket or a towel or a yoga mat rolled up something like this, you'll place it behind you so that when you lay down, that roll supports the whole length of your spine. And you want to make sure that the back of your head especially is supported so that your neck can relax. With the knees bent, separate your feet wide, and then let your knees knock together. And then let your arms rest by your sides with the palms face up. Close your eyes. Empty all the air out of your lungs. Take a nice deep breath in. And then a slow breath out. We'll do that again. A big inhale. As you exhale, just let the heads of your shoulders drop towards the floor. Keep them heavy, but inhale, inflate the chest. Exhale, allow your shoulders to just drape over both sides of that roll. And then keep that going, so this big spacious breath. We'll spend a lot of time preparing for chaturanga today, which is a pose we go through a lot, often mindlessly in a vinyasa practice. And so a chaturanga is going to be our peak pose today. And as you lie here with this blanket behind you, feel how broad your chest is here. And I want you to see if you can take a hint of this with you as we move into planks and chaturangas. So that even with the arms reaching out in front of the shoulders, the collarbones can stay wide, just like they are here. Take another breath. And then see how it feels on your next inhale to make a snow angel motion with your arms. So as you inhale, reach them wide, out, and then up overhead. And as you exhale, just sweep them back down by your hips. Palms stay up the whole time. Again, inhale, reach the arms overhead, broaden the chest. Exhale to sweep the arms back down. Try that 3 more times. Really reach out through the fingertips. Last one. And then from here, I'll have you roll to one side so you come off of that roll behind you. Press up to a seat, and now you might use that to prop your hips up as we come to a seat. And that way your hips can just sit a little higher than the knees. So find a nice tall seat there. We will be spending a lot of time on the hands, so time to get the forearms warmed up to really support the wrists. So with your nice seat, reach the arms up overhead, big inhale. Keep the arms there, exhale, just soften your shoulders away from the ears. And then as you inhale, spread your fingers out as wide as possible. And then as you exhale, make fists. Inhale. Exhale, fists. Inhale. Exhale, fists. Inhale. Exhale, fists. So you can keep going like this, or you might make it a little faster and join it with a Kapalabhati breath. So it's going to be a little faster with that kind of rubber band effect around the torso, the belly. So with the big inhale, the fingers spread wide, and then it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Again, big inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. Exhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears. So you really feel the shoulder hug into the sockets. Take another breath. And with the forearms nice and warm, come to your hands and your knees. So, spread your fingers out nice and wide on the mat. And as you look down at them, can you watch as you disperse energy out of the wrists and towards the fingertips? So if you just kind of let yourself relax, you'll see that the wrinkles at the crease of your wrist are a little deeper. And then as you start to push more into the palm, more into the fingers, the palms almost lift a little bit right at the wrist, right at the base of the palm. So keep that. Spin the elbow creases forward. And then take a few rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, find a little back bend. Exhale, cat, round your back. Really feel your shoulder blades spread apart. And then inhale, the shoulder blades draw together to help reach the heart forward in cow. Exhale again, cat, spread those shoulder blades apart. Push your hands into the floor, especially through the fingertips. Inhale, back to cow. Exhale, cat. One more like that. Just feeling out that movement of the shoulder blades particularly. And then come back to neutral. Walk your knees back a little bit. Come into a modified plank. So now my hips are perfectly on a diagonal between my shoulders and my hips. Between my shoulders and my knees. Again, elbow creases spin forward. Now see if you can find cat-cow just in the shoulder blades. So as you inhale, the shoulder blades pinch together, the chest sinks, the elbows stay straight, but the hips don't drop. So just the upper back is moving. And then exhale, press your hands into the mat, slide your shoulder blades apart so the upper back starts to stretch. Again, inhale, drop the rib cage as you pinch the shoulder blades together. Feel how broad the collarbones are. Exhale, spread the shoulder blades apart. Now feel how the chest kind of shortens. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Now see if you can find the middle ground. So the chest is broad, but the upper back is broad as well. See if you can turn the heart forward a little bit more as you try and drag your palms back on the mat, but keep that low belly lifting. And there's a ton of work to be done here in the shoulders, in the core, but notice what's happening in the neck. Can you soften the jaw, soften the sides of the neck? Take another breath in. And as you exhale, lower to your belly. Elbows hug the ribs as you lower. Gaze is down the bridge of the nose. Press the tops of the feet. And as you inhale, curl up, low cobra. And we'll hold on this first one, but keep your breath moving. Right, come back to that big, spacious breath we started with on the blanket. Now, draw the inner elbows towards your ribs and then reach back towards the heels with the tips of your elbows. And as you do that, notice how the heart lifts, Those collarbones draw wider as the shoulder blades squeeze together. Now see if you can float the hands. Press the tops of the feet down more, stretch your tailbone back more, lift your chest. All right, so we found what we could do a little bit more of. Now consider what you could do a little bit less of. Where could you conserve energy? Take another breath in and out. Draw those shoulder blades together more. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, lower back down. Hands next to your chest, press up to all fours. And then separate the knees wide, bring your big toes to touch. Sit your hips back to your heels. We'll find child's pose with the arms reaching overhead. And then see how it feels to bring your palms into a prayer. So the palms touch. And then bring your thumbs to the nape of your neck. And if the ground seems far away here for your forehead, or it feels like too much work on the elbows, you can always bring something beneath the head, beneath the elbows, so your torso doesn't have to drop so far. That can be nice for the low back, the hips. But either way, see if you can reach the elbows away from the hips, so the sides of the waist grow even longer. Send your breath to the sides of the rib cage, the triceps, and just allow the chest to drop each time you exhale. Notice where the breath kind of runs into those sticky spots. And as you continue to breathe deeper, you might notice that those spots start to transform. We can come into these shapes and they can just be sort of a musculoskeletal structure. Or we can give these shapes life with the breath. Take one more breath here. And then straighten the arms back out. Come up to your forearms. So your elbows are going to be right under your shoulders, and then you get to choose. Your forearms can be parallel, or you can bring the fingers to clasp, your choice. We're going to come into Dolphin. So tuck your toes, lift your knees, push into the forearms, press your belly back towards the thighs. Notice my knees are bent a lot, and that's just because my hamstrings are feeling a little bit tight today. So push into the forearms, press your belly back towards your thighs so you can create length in the back, the low back especially. And then you might play around with straightening the knees, but they might not straighten out all the way. That's okay. Can you let the crown of your head hang heavy? Can you create a little more space around the neck and a little more length through that area, that angle by the armpit? And then watch what happens when you stretch out the breath. And just tune into the way that your breath moves throughout this shape, this inversion. Play around with pushing your forearms into the floor so much that your shoulders kind of scrunch up by the ears. And then see how it feels to allow the crown of your head to drop towards the floor as you let your shoulders move away from the ears. And so all we're doing is kind of moving the shoulder blades up and down the back of the ribs. And just notice at what point between opposites there feels best for the neck, best for the shoulders. And see if you can just settle in and take 3 more breaths right there. And then I'll have you straighten the arms out. Downward facing dog, just for a second. Feel the hands spread out. And then walk your feet forward towards your hands. Give the shoulders a little break. In your forward fold, again, you might have the knees bent a lot so the belly can rest on the thighs. Let the crown of the head hang nice and heavy. Stay here or interlace your fingers behind your back. Reach the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the shoulder blades together so you get that nice big stretch across the chest, the front of the shoulders. Each time you exhale, can you let the crown of the head get even heavier? One more breath, more space across the chest. And then release your hands to the floor. Separate your feet a little wider apart, about mats width distance. Turn your toes out, heels in, malasana. Elbows find the inner knees or forearms find the thighs. Feel the arches of the feet lift so the knees draw wider apart. And then even here, you can let the shoulders kind of scrunch up towards the ears. You can let the knees push in on the arms, or you can use the strength in your upper back to broaden the chest and help you sit up a little bit taller. So feel that as you really push the elbows, the forearms into the legs, extend up through the crown of the head. Now there's strength in the upper back, strength in the outer hips. Take another breath. And then lower to a seat. Hands find the ground behind you. Extend the legs long. You can pull the sit bones out from beneath you a little bit, or the flesh around them rather. And we'll find Dandasana. So place your hands next to your hips. Push down into the palms so that you feel the shoulder again move away from the socket. Away from the ears into the socket. As the palms push down, can you also draw the shoulder blades together a little bit to broaden your chest? And then can you do all of that and breathe at the same time? Take another breath, get taller. And then separate your feet about hip width distance apart. Bend your knees so the soles of the feet are flat on the floor. Bring your hands behind the hips a little bit. Fingertips pointing towards the toes, a little more difficult. Fingertips pointing out, a little easier if your shoulders are tight. Take an inhale, draw your shoulder blades together, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, lift your hips, push into your feet, reverse tabletop. So try to keep a slight bend in the elbows so that they're not locked out. Again, draw your shoulder blades together, push into the palms, then lift the hips. Take a big breath in here. Now, as you exhale, slowly lower your hips back towards the hands, but see if you can keep the hips hovering. So you're continuing to push your hands down into the floor. The front body has to contract and shorten. The hip flexors work. Inhale, reverse tabletop. Exhale, back to your pike. And if the butt taps the ground on the way back, that's okay. Let's try two more. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, push into the palms. Exhale, drag it back, connect to the low belly. Again, inhale. Exhale. Set the hips down, inhale, stretch the arms up. And then exhale, hands back down. Come back to your hands and your knees. Spread the fingers out nice and wide. And then walk the knees back a little bit. Come back to your modified plank. Elbow creases spin forward. Stretch the chest forward, but don't let the belly sag. Now, take a big inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows 2 inches. And then inhale, straighten the elbows back out. We'll do that again. Exhale, bend the elbows 3 inches. But can you keep your chest broad, just like you did on that blanket? Inhale, press back up. Chaturanga as you exhale, bend the elbows halfway. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, chaturanga, bend the elbows halfway. Keep pushing into the fingertips. Inhale, press back up. This time, exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Elbows hug in. Keep the shoulder blades drawing together. Low cobra as you inhale, curl the heart up. Exhale to lower. Push into the knees, press up, hands and knees. And then back to child's pose. Exhale. Hands stay gripping to the floor as you pull your hips back. Take a big breath in and out. So we're going to come back to these mini vinyasas with the knees down. Inhale, come forward to that modified plank. Torso gets nice and long, chest broad. Exhale, chaturanga to your belly. So slowly lower, elbows graze the ribs. Cobra as you inhale. Engage the upper back to lift the heart. Exhale to lower back down. Push into the fingertips, press up, all fours, inhale. Child's pose as you exhale. Take a big breath in and out. Again, inhale, modified plank. Exhale to your belly, keep those collarbones nice and broad, elbows hug in. Low cobra as you inhale. Let the hands be light, reach back through the elbow tips. Exhale. Back up to all fours. Again, elbows hug in. Child's pose. Big breath in and out. Inhale, modified plank. Exhale to your belly. Low cobra, inhale. Exhale to lower. Inhale to all fours. Child's pose as you exhale. Take 3 big breaths here. And then come back to your downward facing dog. So with the fingers spread nice and wide, press the belly back towards the thighs, lift up through the sit bones, let the heels get nice and heavy. Let the brain get nice and heavy. And then use your breath to really make this shape come alive. The outer upper arm bones hug in, the triceps spin down, the biceps spin up. That angle by the armpit widens. Take another breath. And then walk your feet forward towards your hands. Uttanasana, top of the mat. Take an inhale to lift halfway up. Find a nice long spine. Your torso's in plank here. Collarbones are broad. Exhale, lower back down. Push into the feet with that same long spine. Come on up. Reach the arms out and up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back to a plank or modified plank with the knees down again. Take an inhale, stretch the chest forward, feel those collarbones broaden. Chaturanga as you exhale, elbows hug in. Now cobra or up dog, kneecaps are lifted. You push down into the palms to straighten the elbows. We meet back in downward dog. Lift up through the low belly, press those hips up and back. Take a big breath in and out. Again, inhale and exhale. Lift the heels up nice and high, inhale. Exhale, walk or hop, top of the mat. From there, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to lower. Big inhale, come to stand, stretch the arms out and up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Same thing again, moving with that rhythm of the breath, inhale. Exhale, fold. Nice broad chest even on the way down. Halfway lift, re-lengthen. Exhale, back to your plank. Fingers spread wide, take an inhale to get long. Chaturanga as you exhale. Keep the broadness across your chest. Again, cobra or up dog. Keep the length in the neck. We meet back in down dog. Big breath in, slow breath out. Big breath in, slow breath out. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift from there, inhale. Exhale to lower. Come to stand, stretch the arms out and up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Feel your chest lift into your thumbs here as you take an inhale. Exhale, continue to drop the shoulders away from the ears. Now take that with you one more round. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale to forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, back to your plank. Broad chest, pack the shoulders into their sockets. Chaturanga as you exhale, hug those elbows in. Cobra or up dog, inhale, linger there. Down dog as you exhale. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Now inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, walk or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to bow. Inhale, come to stand, stretch the arms out and up. Hands in front of the heart. Slow down the breath. Feel the beat beneath your thumbs. We're going to make it a little faster now. And we're going to skip the back bend. So we're going to skip up dog or cobra. So what it's going to look like, it's going to be a big inhale. And as you exhale, you'll fold all the way down, plant your hands, find chaturanga. Press back downward dog, and jump forward. Big inhale to rise. Again, nice long exhale so you have time to bow. Find chaturanga. Keep the chest broad, press back downward dog, jump forward. Now inhale, rise. So you really have to stretch the breath out to make it through that big movement. And especially as you go from this forward fold to jumping back to chaturanga, it's really important to land with bent elbows so that you're absorbing that shock that's going into the shoulders with the muscles around the shoulders rather than just slamming into the joint. Okay? So standing at the top of the mat, empty all the air out of your lungs. Take a big inhale, fill the lungs all the way up here. Hold the breath in at the top. And then a really long exhale. We'll do that one more time to prepare. Inhale, fill the lungs all the way up. Hold. Nice long exhale to prepare. Here we go. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way up. Exhale to fold, chaturanga, step it or hop it back. Down dog, hop it forward. Big inhale, rise, push into the feet, reach the arms up. Again, exhale. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Relax the jaw. Relax the sides of the neck. And you can feel how just hugging the shoulders into the sockets allows your breath to be a little fuller. So you actually feel the sides of the ribs expanding a little bit more. I love when we can find these little spurts that kind of feel like interval work on the mat, these oscillations between moving fast and then finding stillness, or doing something really hard and then just dropping into some more ease. Sometimes we need just a little bit of that shake up to shift our mindset. Take another breath here. And then take an inhale to stretch the arms up. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale to lift up halfway. And as you exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank. Lower all the way to your belly. You can drop the knees if you need. Shalabhasana locust pose with a clasp. Interlace your fingers behind you. Draw your shoulder blades together. Reach back through the knuckles. From there, lift the chest, lift the legs. Feel the shoulders reach down the back as you reach back through the knuckles. Stretch the tailbone back, and then lift up through the inner heels. Feel the strength in the upper back here to create the nice opening across the chest. Take 2 more breaths. And release. So bring your right arm into a cactus shape. Your elbow will be at about shoulder height. Palms on the floor. Move that right palm away from you a little bit. Left hand's next to your chest. And then from here, you're just going to start to roll yourself onto that right side. See if you can let the right temple rest on the floor. And we're just looking for a nice big chest stretch here. So you might adjust where that right arm is just a little bit, especially if you feel anything pinchy, zingy. Take 2 big breaths here. And then come back to center. Bring your left arm to do what your right arm was just doing. So that left elbow is at about shoulder height, palms facing the floor. Turn your head to the right, right hand under your chest. Start to roll yourself onto the left side here. And then reconnect to the breath. then come back to center. With your hands next to your chest, press yourself up to all fours. Bring your elbows down to the mat, your forearms down to the mat, and we'll find one last round of dolphin. So again, hands can be parallel, or forearms can be parallel, or hands can be interlaced. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Push the forearms into the mat to help you lift the hips up a little higher. Allow the breath to travel throughout the whole back body here. Take 3 more breaths. And then lower the knees. Lower your hips to your heels. Sweep your hands back by your hips. Balasana, child's pose. Make your way onto your back. As you lie down on your back, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees go wide. And then 2 options for the arms, either bring them into a cactus shape, or from there, bring your fingertips to touch overhead. So your arms are kind of a diamond, framing your head. Just try and let the elbows rest on the floor. Let go of your breath completely here. No control. Just a natural breath. It's really amazing to me how just a little bit of effort, a little burst of energy redirect energy for us to make it easier to just be. And I'll invite you to just stay here as long as you would like. My palms together in front of my heart. A big thank you from my heart to yours for joining me, for staying with me on this journey. I can't wait to see you in real life again one day. Namaste.